Have you ever tried lying to that one quiet friend and somehow felt like they already knew you were lying, even though they didn't say a single word? They just looked you straight in the eyes, nodded slowly, and somehow their stare felt like it could see right through you. If you ever experienced that, congratulations. You may have just encountered a natural human lie detector. A lot of people underestimate introvert because they don't talk too much. People assume that if someone is quiet, they must be not paying attention. But the truth is exactly the opposite. Because while their mouth is quiet, their eyes and ears are working overtime. Introverts have a kind of superpower called passive observation. While extroverts are busy thinking, what should I say next? Introverts are busy noticing why your tone suddenly changed, why you're avoiding eye contact, or why you're blinking away more than usual. The brain are incredibly sensitive to details. They catch tiny inconsistencies that most people completely missed. For example, a few weeks ago you told him you hated coffee and never drank it. But today you casually mention your favorite latte order from a cafe you've been visiting every morning. Most people would forget, but an introvert? They quietly file that information away in a suspicious folder somehow in their brain. And trust me, that folder is almost impossible to delete. Another reason introverts are hard to fool is that they're incredible listeners. They don't just hear what you say, they pay attention to what you don't say. They read body language, they notice awkward pauses, they catch those tiny emotion shifts that flash across your face for only a fraction of a second. Psychological studies suggest that people who spend more time observing and less time talking often become better at recognizing subtle facial expression and social cues. So, while you're busy building a complicated story to cover your mistake, the introvert is quietly scanning the situation like a human MRI machine. But there's the part most people don't realize. Introverts replay conversation in their heads long after you've gone home. They're still connecting the dots. Wait, didn't they something completely different last month? One of the biggest reasons introverts are difficult to deceive is because they overthink. And for once, that's actually a superpower. Lies require strong memory to retain. Unfortunately for the liar, introverts often have surprisingly good memories for small details. So if your story is inconsistent, you're already in trouble. Now, here's the interesting question. If introverts can tell when you are lying, why don't they call you out? Because most introverts hate unnecessary confrontation. Instead of arguing, they simply make a note in their brain. Okay, this person cannot be trusted, and then they slowly start stepping back from your life. They won't point a finger and yell, "You're a liar!" They won't create drama. They won't create a scene. They'll just stop spending their energy in you. And honestly, that's often much worse. The punishment from an introvert usually isn't anger, it's indifference. Once they stop caring, getting back into their circle becomes incredibly difficult. So, if you have an introvert friend, partner, or boss, don't bother trying to fool them. It's usually better to tell the uncomfortable truth because the moment they catch you lie, you don't just lose their trust. You lose access to a part of their world that very few people ever get to see. And believe me, the silence of an introvert can be far more terrifying than the anger of the loudest person in the room. That's it. Thank you.